Previously on Coach P.I.C.S Mysteries from the Free Throw Files.
There's still suspects. Your associates.
My team is playing against your team in 4 days, and I called to tell you that we are going to push the game because my team was poisoned.
That's just awful, Coach. Who would do such a thing? First, your team is poisoned. Second, someone told you we're opponents.
But here's the thing. There's no insecticide in this batch, and it's not just alley-oop. It's super alley-oop.
Super? Like, super as in Super Pac-Man?
This is pure oop.
Coach P.I.C.S Mysteries from the Free Throw Files. Mr. Cain's Wild Ride. Coach P.I.C.S returns to Coach Static's office with freshly greased thighs. Coach Static wraps up the investigative one-wheel's charging cord and places it in her investigations pack, a green gym bag filled with supplies for clue hunting.
The wheel's all charged up, Coach, and ready to ride. I went ahead and put it in the trunk of the investigative four-wheel. You should probably stop leaving your car's trunk wide open.
Sometimes I gotta get the stuff in there. There's a reason why the parking lot has cameras.
What about when it rains?
Swimming hole. Before we head out, I gotta tell you something. You know how I like to share a weird personal anecdote before we go on a stakeout? This is one of those.
I remember last time. You told me there was a month where you couldn't fall asleep at night because your brain kept inventing new ways to throw a basketball.
You inspired me to get the word out there. And then my coffee table book, 560 Ways to Throw a Basketball, was banned by the league. I lost a lot of sleep over that book.
I hope whatever you have this time doesn't result in 33 boxes taking residency in my living room. But I can't be too mad. The box is made for decent furniture.
This one might be worse. It'll take up space in your podcast library. For the past few months, I've been documenting my thoughts. On my phone. In my car. In a podcast format.
What are you trying to tell me? You want me to guest host?
No, I don't need an assist. Before my morning court sinkers, I sit in the rec parking lot and dunk the beans. On my feelings. They get very personal. I wind up giving away a lot of client information. Coach Static sits down. She stands up. She sits back down. She stands up and immediately sits back down. This whirlwind of information nearly brings the assistant coach to a bout of hyperventilation. Come on, Coach. Quit acting like you're at a Blue Man Group concert.
Sorry, Coach. That's a lot to process. Podcasting? What's next? Are you gonna start doing ad reads mid-conversation?
Don't worry, Coach. I haven't posted any episodes yet. I'm too afraid. What if sponsors hear the show and don't like my raw, unfiltered thoughts and opinions? What if people don't like how many times I repeat the same stories about shoppers walking in on me changing in the Dick's Sporting Goods fitting room?
The doors have locks, Coach.
I've had too many locks break on me to trust door handles.
Okay. I'm fine. Does your show have a title?
Yeah, P.I.C.S Gets Ball. It's a play on basketball.
Let's just head out. I don't know if I can take any more information.
Did somebody say podcast?
Oh, God.
Before Static can get up from her Mopberry swivel chair, the office door swings open with the might of the vaudeville-esque janitor Bug Greene.
And guest host?
Not him.
Sorry that I entered the office like a sitcom character. I'm trying to keep things professional.
Ugh.
Ah, Bug, you finally here to wipe off the blue? Perfect timing, because we're on our way out.
Right, sure, yeah, that. Honestly, I heard the word podcast bouncing around the vents and thought I'd buck it over. You got a theme song yet? I know a guy.
If you say podcast 3 times, an idiot will appear.
There's nothing wrong with a solid podcast. They're wells of useful information. Charm, I would gladly give your podcast a 3-star rating on Spotify.
Oh my god.
3 stars. The perfect rating.
Coach, I think you're a few stars off.
Did you tell Welma about my big find? And that I'm really helpful and stuff?
Don't push it, Bug. I haven't. I don't think repeat conversations are important for moving things along. No offense. It's not that big of a find in the grand scheme of things. We don't even know what the super alley-oop will do in the long run. It doesn't really answer why that driver's ed greaser fella exploded.
I give you free info and suddenly you won't share with your own assistant? Seems fishy to me. Next time you want info, you gotta give me some info.
Ugh.
It's a janitor's world and information is currency.
So, why don't you make like an ATM and withdrawal, stink bug?
Alright, Welma, I'll go. But first, I want to hear Charm tell you what I told him. This information hoarding is making me a little suspicious of our king whistleblower.
Oh man.
Bug, I just said that I don't think repeat conversations are important for moving things along. So, make like money being put into a pocket and deposit yourself into a pocket. Specifically a deep pocket where we can't see you. Then, maybe you'll stop being so out of pocket. Does any of that make sense?
Instead of cleaning the locker room, how about I make a trip to the Better Business Bureau and inform them of your little bathroom shove, Charm?
The Triple B could care less about Coach shoving out a scrum in the bathroom. Now make like a check and bounce.
You better change your mind about visiting the bee, Bug. I'm sure they wouldn't take kindly to you practicing custodial chemistry on the taxpayer's dime.
You know what? I'm rescinding my application to guest host on your podcast. Goodbye, Charm and Welma. Good luck finding the wipes to clean up this place.
God.
Bug hops on his bucket and rolls out using his mop as a steering wheel.
Let's get out of here before Bug realizes he left his Blue Yeti microphone behind.
Coach P.I.C.S jogs in a brisk, coachly manner. His assistant detective lags behind in an unenthused yet still coachly fashion. The stakeout of the Doug County Rec Center is about to begin. The intrepid detective coaches pull P.I.C.S Hyundai Cilantro to the top of a hill, peering down on the Doug County Rec Center's front entrance. The Doug County Rec Center is home to the third best 7 to 12-year-old basketball team in the Wheelbarrow State. They're known for their star players and egos, coached by an erratic so-and-so whom you've already met. Our coach P.I.C.S is not necessarily a jealous man, though he would gladly take the third place spot as opposed to their current 13th. At least it isn't last place. The Greener County Grumpies are currently the dead last losers. Though it has yet to be revealed, and has no bearing on our current story, the Greener County Grumpies have gone missing during a team mountain expedition in the Swiss Alps.
Guys, Coach, I don't know where I am, and the gorp spilled.
Poor little guy. Just wait until he discovers his coach has been taken by little beasts simply known as the giblets for a ritual sacrifice. P.I.C.S sits at the wheel and glares at the rec center's automatic sliding glass doors. Static stares out her window with a contemplative look. It was a quiet drive to Doug County. Come on, Coach. You gotta say something to me. I can't handle the silent judgment.
I did some thinking. In the 7 minutes it took us to get here, I came to a conclusion. I'm still gonna talk to you, even if you are on a podcast.
Okay, fine. I don't get why you hate podcasts so much, but fine.
They're conversations I can't take part in, and the voices get too spitty. And all of those pop sounds? Ugh.
But we talk all the time. We've had some great conversations that could have been great podcasts. Remember when you said the balls had to be pumped, but then I said nuh-uh, and then you said yeah, huh, and then I said oh, when I saw that triangle Stan pop them with his pointy triangular hairdo? Hilarious stuff. That's the type of stuff that gets you on the iHeartRadio podcast network.
But that discussion was so visual. You really have to see Triangle Stan to understand why he's called Triangle Stan.
Well, if you don't like podcasts, what do you listen to at the gym? It can't be one of your 500 gym playlists all the time.
Actually, I have 562 playlists. If music gets boring, I just listen to the sounds of the gym. There's something energizing about the clink of the metal and all of the sweat-laced grunts.
I guess. but that's nowhere near the creak of the bench or the greasy slide of the basketball hoop as it's lowered because we forgot how short the kids are.
I didn't mean to upset you. That's just my honest reaction to the word podcast. I'm sure a Coach P.I.C.S podcast will be a slam dunk. Would it make you feel better if we got back to focusing on the investigation work?
Sure. I too am excited to focus on staring at the front door of this building.
Great. I'll put on my stakeout playlist. Stakeout playlist number 4, to be exact.
The detective duo stare at the entrance of the Doug County Rec Center. Occasionally, Coach Static puts binoculars up to her goggles and looks through the window doors at the front desk's magazine rack.
Not a single magazine about basketball, lifting, weights, or clues. This place is a real desert for my own personal interests.
Coach Cain did say something about selling magazines. Maybe we could do that and sell them a few. Make their front desk area more intriguing for private investigative coaches like ourselves.
Hey, speaking of Cain, didn't he invite you over to do some jello shots with him and his twin assistants?
Yes, and I adamantly said, God no, dear God no. On the inside multiple times. I politely declined on the outside. Why do you mention it?
What if you went in there and did a few jello shots for info? Could be easier than waiting in the car with your best friend, AC and snacks.
If I go in there, that might hold up whatever plans he has to purchase the alley-oop. He's going to send the big boys out soon to buy the stuff, and I don't want to hold them up.
Well, what about a disguise? Coach Clown, perhaps?
Coach Clown is for entertainment purposes only.
It's the only disguise I packed. Looks like you'll go in as P.I.C.S, unfiltered.
I can't risk a hangout with Cain. I'll go in as Coach Clown, but I ain't doing any funny dances for him, and I certainly ain't honking my hilarious horn for that dork.
Whatever you say, Mr. Clown.
Just give me the bag. I'll get changed in the trunk. Coach Clown passes through the sliding glass door into the Doug County Rec Center's front office. The receptionist looks at the P.I. Clown for half a second before returning to her copy of Secretary's Life magazine. The coach is out of the grease and into the Viper's pit. He speaks to the microphone hidden in his clown fit's trick flower. I'm in. You were right about the magazine rack. Bare bones stuff. But come in, Coach. Are you there? Ah, great. The flower water broke my flower mic. The receptionist looks up from her magazine to the clown leaning into his flower lapel.
Hey, stop talking to that flower. It might spray you and some of it might splash on me.
Oh, sorry. I'm just talking to it to make sure it works. Every clown talks to their gag props. It's normal clown business.
Sure. I know clowns, pal, and they barely ever talk.
You must mean the mimes that do acts at the Good County Park. I know a few.
Good County? You wouldn't catch me dead there. Alive? Well, sometimes I stop by my favorite brewery in the Good County for drinks.
Coach Clown looks at the receptionist's name tag. Printed in golden Merriweather font is Receptionist Groana Deltona. Hey, do you happen to know a Mona Deltona?
She's my sister.
I met her recently. Said she was getting into bicycle law.
Yeah, she tells everyone about that. She won't quit flapping her yap about big city domination. At least she quit something. Yesterday, Mona walked out on her lazy boss because he was trying to fire her for getting work done.
I don't remember it going quite like that. I mean, someone else doesn't remember it going quite like that. But, that was yesterday? Wow, a lot has happened since then. Clowning stuff, that is.
You don't gotta tell me. You clowns are up to your big red noses and hijinks and laughter. I respect your profession more than I'll ever respect bicycle lawyers. Doctors and firefighters, too. Clowns are so much cooler.
What about coaches?
They're the worst of them all. You should see the total basket case my sister just worked for. Little does that dribbled on snow. Mona gave me all of his social media passwords. I've been posting all sorts of anti-basketball stuff on there.
Oh, I see you own a computer here. Do you think you can teach me how to change a password?
Excuse me, sir, but are you going to get to the reason why you're here?
Lady, you're the one who started this conversation.
What is it you want? Are you looking for the little clown's room? Because those are for taxpayers only. I hope you brought the appropriate documents.
I'm looking for Coach Cain's office.
It's down the hall, then down the hall, then down the next hall. Then when you reach that hall, it's one more hall over.
Thanks. Oh, one more question. Have you seen a librarian around here?
Now there's a profession I respect even less than basketball coaches.
Are you gonna answer my question?
No, I'm just going to stare at you until you walk away.
Coach Clown stands in front of the wide-eyed receptionist for several minutes before walking away. There's something wrong with these Deltonas. Coach P.I.C.S goes down the appropriate amount of hallways leading to Cain's office inside their court's locker room. The clown stares through the office's window at Cain and his two monosyllabic assistants still going strong with the jello shots. The room is a wide space with plenty of floor for partying and a ceiling that reaches an appropriate height. There's no way his paper ball basket is regulation height.
Hey, what are you doing in here, Mr. Clown?
A startled P.I.C.S turns around to face 7-foot-tall janitor Mopberry Malone, dressed in a suit, tie, sunglasses, and fedora. His Blues Brothers cosplay is in direct violation of classic custodial garb. Just doing some observing. You seem pretty observant yourself. You nailed that I'm a clown. With barely a muscle strained, Mopberry lifts the clown into the air by his scruffs. And you're a suit man?
I know a snooper when I see one, Mr. Clown.
I'm still trying to figure out what you're supposed to be. Mopberry injects a fresh fist into the clown's powdered face, sending his blue fro back and forth like a punching bag. Dark purple skin surrounds P.I.C.'s left eye. Was that necessary? You could just tell me what your little Halloween costume's supposed to be instead of gatekeeping.
I'm a blues brother. You been a naughty snooper, Mr. Clown.
Oh, like from Blues Brothers 2000. Mopberry becomes beet red with rage. He switches fists and releases another blow into the clown's face. Purple flesh forms on P.I.C.'s right eye. White makeup marks Mopberry's knuckles. I'm just a silly clown.
We don't mention Blues Brothers 2000 around these parts. Now why you snooping on Coach Cain, Mr. Clown?
I just want to talk to him. The janitor drops the clown onto the cold concrete floor of the locker room. The brutish blues fan places his meatiest toe on P.I.C.'s most important rib.
You better have a better reason. He has me watching this door. I'm on a mission from God.
Cain ordered a clown. I'm clown.
He didn't order a clown today. I would know. It's Tuesday. He orders clowns on Fridays.
P.I.C.S puts his purple face to the janitor. He's as serious about crushing some ribs as a Chili's restaurant theme song lyricist. You know, I lived in Chicago for a bit, and I've never seen Blues Brothers. The Blues Brother removes his meatus from the clown's widest rib.
Wow, you serious? I dress like this all the time. You could say that I'm a huge fan. I'm sort of like a pervert for this stuff.
That's so interesting.
Coach Cain has a Blu-ray copy you can borrow.
Blu-ray? No more blue.
We got DVD copies too. You can go right ahead. Tell Cain I said it's okay for you to borrow it. Just bring it back in 3 to 5 days. I'll write all my social media passwords on the booklet. And yes, it's the collector's edition of DVD.
Great. Can you open the door for me? I can't get up. I think the fall broke my back. The janitor Blues Brother picks the coach Blues Brother back up. The clown's eyes have inflated with a violet fervor. P.I.C.'s vision has formed dark edges and obscuring static.
Hey pal, you could use some sunglasses. Good thing I always keep an extra pair on me for a fellow B-bro.
Mopberry sticks a pair of sunglasses on the clown. A sharp pain stabs P.I.C.'s brain. Well, Blues Brother, it feels like 2,000 button sticks are poking my brain. Mopberry socks the clown one more time in his polka dot gut.
And that's the last time you ever mentioned Blues Brothers 2000.
The janitor opens Cain's office door for the clown. He pushes him forward, hurrying his entrance with a violent thrust. The spacious nightclub-style office dances with strobe lights, maximized by the clown's warped opticals. Coach Cain's desk sits in the middle of the party room. He stands up at the clown's entrance with a look of surprise. Cain's assistant coaches Jimmy and Timmy look at the broken coach clown with a threatening glare. Haha, now that's an entrance! But I didn't order a clown today. That's more of a Friday thing. Hey, you look pretty roughed up. Are you some sort of sunglasses boxer clown? Your sociopathic blues brother did this. Oh, that's Mopberry. He's too much. When he said he wanted to start dressing like a blues brother, I thought he was gonna pick up a musical instrument. Instead, he picks up my visitors. Someone will have to talk to him. That's Mopberry Malone? You think you could tell him to stop harassing people on and offline? Sorry. He takes his job very seriously. He's also really online. He should be cleaning toilets, not my clock. I am so sorry. May I offer you a multivitamin jello shot? Don't worry, it contains adult gummy vitamins. And 2 shots of vodka. I'll take one. Maybe the vodka will make me forget that my eyes are about to fall out of my head. Cain hands the clown a bright blue jello shot. Do you have any other jello colors? That's the only color with the vitamins you need. Orange has iron, green is for balding, red is ape genetics, blue is multivitamin. The globular assistants watch P.I.C.S slurp the alcoholic gelatin with their wet eyes. You know, for a blue, this doesn't really taste like blue. Just wait until those Flintstein gummies hit your system. You'll be saying, Yakadakadinkus, just like Federico Flintstein. You got any shots with Family Man multivitamin gummies? I prefer shows made for adults with my liquid for adults. It would also help if you got rid of the dessert made for children. That Family Man show is a bit too rude for my taste. Now, taste another one of these bad boys. I feel like I'm eating a snail made by Willy Wonka. It's like a little slimy bounce house for your mouth. Mark it down, fellas. That's shot number 50 at the 3-hour mark of our lunch break. Do you have an iron stomach? I just have that dog in me, Mr. Clown. Some doctors say it's a tapeworm, and if that's true, I'm basically a walking, talking Arrakis. I don't know what doctors to trust. That's why I always get a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th opinion on all of my diagnoses. I'd bet my extra-large Adidas basketball clown shoes Doug County Rec has some pretty good health insurance plans. Yeah, they're good plans, but due to my recent divorce, I only have half of it now. Unfortunately, I'll only be able to get 4 second opinions. Sorry, I can't talk about my divorce. I'll start crying. That's tough. I'm married to the clowning game, and it's a lifelong bond, so I guess I'll never understand how you feel. Hey, you were just in the lobby. Did you happen to see a handsome, graying 53-year-old coach there? You'll have to be more specific. Let's see. He's 6'3", wears a gray tracksuit, has a super shiny whistle, speaks with the voice of a songbird, and has always been a strong advocate for basketball, even though his social media says the opposite. Also, his name is Coach P.I.C.S. I may have heard of him. You really think highly of that guy? A lot of people think he's like if the Antichrist and the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery had a basketball-loving baby that's also a grown man. Who would say all of those words about him? We've been playing some of the best games of my coaching career since he started at Good County 2 years ago. I just want to hang out with him and shoot some jello shots. He thinks we're challengers. Doesn't he know we need a 3rd to fully recreate the movie Challengers? Maybe he just wants a healthy, competitive relationship with his opponents. And perhaps you could have a healthier relationship with sugary, alcoholic diabetes foods. Haha! That's the type of judgmental thing my friend P.I.C.S would say. You sound just like him sometimes. Too bad you're not him. He's judgmental? I guess I never really thought of him that way. I record all of my phone calls, and if I ever released my calls with him as a podcast, people would probably think he hates his co-host. Oh, I would love to hear those, but you're not going to release them, right? Maybe someday as bonus content on my Patreon. So, did you see him in the lobby or not? I didn't really look, sorry. Well, we have 2 more hours in our lunch break, so let's just sit and wait for him. Hey, want to try a red shot? Warning, it will make you crave a banana. I think I'll take it slow. I commuted here with 30 other clowns, and I'm the DD. That's why coaches and clowns get along so well. Both can be belligerent alcoholics on the job and still take their tiny car to their giant house and sleep in their empty bed, and neither are clinically depressed. For 2 whole hours, Coach Clown watches Coach Cain take 80 more Jello shots without a single sign of dying from alcohol poisoning or diabetic-fueled organ failure. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Timmy eventually get tired of glaring at Coach Clown and start playing games on their iPad. And that's why you need to raise the roof on this office. And once again, not metaphorically in a party sense, but physically in a regulation basketball basket height sense. You're not really tossing paper balls into the ceilings at least a Yao Ming and a half. But I raise the roof in here all the time. It's basically party central in here thanks to all the neon. What did I just say? There's no getting through to you sometimes. It's been 2 hours and he's still not here. Sorry guys, I just don't think a hangout is happening today. Jimmy and Timmy, you can get back to work. You too, Mr. Coach Clown. You can start dancing and honking your horn for my entertainment. Maybe pull a long tissue out of your nose. Or pick up a hammer that's too heavy and fall out the window. And I can get back to work watching basketball clips on Twitter and spinning around in my chair. This is so depressing. Jimmy and Timmy get up to do God knows what. Coach Cain starts sadly spinning in his chair. Wait. Alley-oop. Coach Cain stops spinning. Yes! I almost completely forgot about those drugs we have to go get for the big, long-titled game. Jimmy, Timmy, I'll have the valet pull up the car. You two go see your guy. As for you, Coach Clown, you can borrow any Blu-ray or DVD off my DVD and Blu-ray wall. If you pick Blues Brothers, please return it in 3 to 5 days. You hit day 6, and Mopberry might actually find you and kill you. Though, I could keep him at bay if you want to keep it 1 extra day. Just as long as you don't tell any of your clown buddies that I said the word drugs. I don't need any more problems with the Keystone Cops. Coach P.I.C.S returns to the car a more broken clown than he was before.
Do I need to drive you to the hospital, or did you just go overboard with the clown makeup? If so, you did a really good job.
I'm not okay. Their janitor was half an inch away from breaking every bone in my body. But look, P.I.C.S holds up a DVD copy of the 1980 film, The Blues Brothers. Movie night. You'll get your large popcorn after all.
Coach, it looks like your eyes grew a few inches. We're backing out of the stakeout. You need medical attention.
There's no time for solving my health problems, because we're about to be 1 step closer to solving our legal problems. Look at the front entrance. A large man in traditional valet hat and vest gets out of the driver's seat and enters the building, leaving the car idling. That's Coach Cain's Buick. It would appear that my clown act got them to move it along.
And all you had to do was get the love for your life knocked out of you. Good job, Coach Clown.
Yeah, well, you know it was me that got beat up. Coach Clown is just a silly character.
So Coach Clown is the one who lost his girl to Pagliacci and started a car podcast and wore Chanel No. 5 to bed every night for 2 months because he couldn't fall asleep without it.
All right, I get it. You're young and your memory is still strong. Calm down.
Wait, something's happening.
Coach Cain's portly assistant coaches, Timmy and Jimmy Simmy, exit the Doug County Rec Center and get in the Buick. Okay, let's ditch the car and split the investigative 1-wheel in half and follow them.
Maybe we should stick to the 4-wheel. You're gonna need a lot more Grenson's thigh cream to keep up.
I had a multivitamin Jello shot. I think it started to kick in. Let's go. Coach P.I.C.S opens the car door and immediately falls onto the dirt floor. I can't get up. You're gonna have to tie me to your back. It's the only way.
Let's just take the car. You can't ride.
I'm committed to the 1-wheel. Plus, we got 1-wheel insurance, and I don't got car insurance. Turn it off and let's head out. Timmy and Jimmy are almost done adjusting their mirrors. Coach Static removes the basketball net, keeping the 2 1-wheels together. She deadlifts Coach P.I.C.S onto her back and wraps the net around him, turning the coach into a human backpack.
All right, Coach, you comfy back there?
You know, maybe sticking to the 4-wheel would make more sense. The Buick starts to pull away from the entrance.
And there's the buzzer.
With a 1-wheel on each foot, Coach Static moves slowly down the hill. Coach P.I.C.S winces in pain with each bump. We gotta grab the bumper. No way we can keep up with them for too long.
Good thinking, Coach. If we lie low behind the cars, there's no way they'll be able to see us.
Yep, A classic hide and ride.
Coach Static wheels up to the Buick. Neither Timmy nor Jimmy notice the detectives directly behind their car. At a red light, Static clings to the Buick's bumper.
Hold on tight. I'll wave to the people behind us to ensure there's nothing out of the ordinary going on.
Red turns green. The Buick continues its trek. The wind whips Welma's hair into a neon green fury. Each strand tickles the back of P.I.C.'s neck. Charm laughs and waves to a confused driver.
Huh?
I think the drivers are buying that we're normal.
What? You say something, Coach?
Suddenly, Timmy turns the Buick right, blowing through his stop sign on a busy intersection. Coach Static gets a face full of the Buick's custom license plate. It reads, J-Shots.
Ugh, license plate cracked my goggles. Timmy drives like a lunatic.
One wheels aren't meant to turn that sharp. We might have to hop off.
Or hop on.
Coach Static adjusts Coach P.I.C.S on her back for climbing mode. She grips the trunk to pull herself up, stepping on the custom plate as she does. The one wheels shoot out from under her. They're completely demolished under the four wheels of the very confused driver's car. The car behind the Buick spins off the road.
No! I just convinced the driver behind us that we're normal.
That's why we have insurance.
We're not gonna be able to pay Cain back for any dents. Add to it that our cover is totally blown.
Coach Static left concern for anonymity with the wrecked one-wheels. She's experiencing the adrenaline rush of climbing atop a 1990 Buick Century sedan, driven by a lunatic who still hasn't noticed the hop-on coaches. Adrenaline bounces around Static's body as P.I.C.S floats in the air like a kite. Timmy bumps the Buick to 90 miles per hour as they enter a seemingly endless stretch of road.
They seem like they're in a hurry.
They like to speed, Coach. They're like me.
Stop signs fly by the Buick as Timmy hits 100 miles per hour.
Is Timmy's sledgehammer foot stuck on the pedal?
Without warning, a Jello truck pulls in front of the Buick. Timmy's left sledgehammer lifts, and his right anchor slams the brake down as hard as possible. The force of the brake slam causes the Buick to buck forward. Charm slips off of Static's back. He flies up into the air. The net grips to the car's antenna. Welma's grip holds strong, but her body flips, slamming her large frame into the Buick's front windshield. Glass sprays Timmy and Jimmy, cutting up their faces and sticking to the Dorito dust on their brown tracksuits. Pained grunts exhume from their bloody faces. The car's back wheels land on the road. Before any of the four coaches process what's happening, Timmy slams on the accelerator, sending a fresh plume of delicious dark tire smoke up the broken clown's big red nose. As Coach P.I.C.S holds onto the antenna, he fights hard to not pass out. The Buick picks up speed with Welma stuck in the windshield. Jimmy begins to punch at Welma's back as Timmy speeds up.
Slow down, Jimmy. Stop punching me and focus on the road. Oh, it's Timmy driving.
As the Buick nears 110 miles per hour, the farmland on either side of the road becomes sidewalk as downtown Grand City comes into view.
Coach, we're about to hit downtown. We gotta get him to slow down.
As the wind picks up and Welma tries her best to avoid bugs, Coach P.I.C.S lies unconscious on the rearview mirror, hanging on by a single string of a basketball net, legs flapping in the wind, an investigative one wheel long gone. The string of the metal whistle slowly chokes the passed out P.I.C.S.
Can you freaks stop the car? You got a person on the front of it.
Smiles form on Jimmy and Timmy's skin-wrapped meatloafs. Downtown Grand City is under major construction, and once again, the Buick will have to make another hard stop.
We just passed a bendy burger. You guys love burger. Stop for a burger.
And it happens again. At the edge of downtown's construction zone, Timmy brings the brake down with all of his might. All four tires on the 1990 Buick Century sedan explode as the vehicle viciously jerks forward. In a split second, the basketball net breaks free from the antenna, sending Coach P.I.C.'s clown body through the air. He lands safely in a giant novelty mosquito net atop a downtown business called Bug Senior's Big Bug Barn. A construction worker looks up at the big business to say a bug pun.
Nothing but that.
Welma's grip on the Buick loosens. She's shot through the air like a gold-green meteor. Timmy and Jimmy exchange a smile as they tip forward. The Gruntilda-esque assistants exchange grunts, hold hands, and kiss one last time as the vehicle flips over the hard road, crushing both of them. The crew of a dozen construction workers look up from their drilling and filling to applaud the stunt show they just witnessed.
That's the type of stunt show I flip for. And what a crushing finale.
1 minute earlier. In Lady and the Trampoline, a downtown trampoline shop, stout trampoline salesman Jammy Joe examines his work.
I've done it. I've curated the perfect layout for trampoline sales. My trampoline display meets both the philosophical and psychological demands of the consumer. I've created a false sense of necessity through an aesthetically pleasant mixture of colors, lighting, placement, and bouncy imagery. They won't even know they don't actually need a trampoline until the 30-day return policy has already passed. These consumers, they'll bounce their way into bankruptcy for fun. Little do my customers know, they can still jump whenever they want. There's no need for a trampoline. It's a huge waste of money. Plus, they simply take up too much space. Now let me just turn the sign to open on the front door of my trampoline store.
As Jammy opens for business, a green and gold blur smashes through the front door's window, bounces off the store's largest trampoline, and flies through the ceiling.
Oh, my first customer of the day, and they actually needed a trampoline to soften their fall? My goal of owning a shop explicitly for superfluous products has failed.
Jammy turns the sign from open back to closed.
You'll get them next time, Jammy.
End of Act 2.
Have you been wronged by an insolent bicyclist or an insulting whistle-swinging basketball coach? Well, it's time for you to call Deltona and nobody else. That's right, it's just me. 1 day ago, I quit my mind-numbing, coach-adjacent job, and I've already started my law firm. I'm currently working on my application to go to law school in small city, and I just couldn't sit back while rampant bike freaks and gum-chewing coaches were out there hiring interns for brain-dunking jobs like whistle-swinging and locker shining. No thanks, basketball boy. Here's what a few of my clients wronged by coaches have to say about me. Yep, I already have clients.
I had a run-in with a single and ready-to-mingle basketball coach. Luckily, I played a mean defense and dodged his advances like I'm Tom Brady II. Now, Mona is tossing the ball to the courts. I'm suing his bench-warming butt for negligence of reading the room. How could this coach try to woo me, of all people? Doesn't he know I can't trust 53-year-olds from Chicago after iconic Chicago film critic Gene Siskel died at 53 years old? Time for me to serve him a suit and coach this jerk on the fundamentals of courtship.
Hello, I'm Jill Myers, and I'm alive. My husband, Bill Byers, tried to get rid of me on our yacht in the middle of the ocean. He is a very silly little man who tried to coach me on funeral fundamentals and bike away with our wax company's fortune. But guess what, Billy? I survived being stuffed into a suitcase and dumped into the ocean. Now, Mona is helping me build a case against you for killing me and stuff. Try to wax your way out of this one, Bill.
Don't let coaches and bikes make you blue. Call Mona Deltona's phone number soon. I'm still setting up the business's Google number. I don't want to talk about it. Deltona Law. Put the pedal to the metal and whip away that whistle. Don't take their bologna. Call Deltona. When the number's set up.